or anything like that?
I think you just did one.
All right, you did? All right, good to go.
Yeah, we're good to go.
All right, I appreciate everybody for coming out. Let me just get all my stuff together so I'm ready to go. All right, y'all good? Y'all good to go? All right, the reason I asked you to come out today, first thing I want to do for y'all is read you the mission statement, the current mission statement of the Sheriff's Office. And this is something that may change in the near future. It will change in the near future, but it just simply says this. It says the mission of the Spartanburg County Sheriff's Office is to provide every person, regardless of race, creed, color, sex, age, national origin, or other characteristic, whether resident, visitor, or traveler, the best law enforcement services and protection possible. During the campaign, I made a commitment to the people of Spartanburg County that we were going to bring back accountability to a different level. We were going to bring transparency to a different level. I have commonly said to you guys throughout the campaign that accountability, though, was heavily focused to myself simply because I had to restore faith in the people of Spartanburg County in the office of the sheriff itself. I did not want to bring anything down from the men and the women that have been serving faithfully to this agency throughout what has taken place over the last year to year and a half. But at the same time, the men and the women that work here are an extension of me. They are deputy sheriffs, and they are held to a different level of accountability also because of what it is that we do. So it's just as important that we hold them to those same levels of accountability. The reason I'm asking you to be here today is because this morning it was brought to my attention that one of the deputies on a social media post last night made what would be easily considered a racially insensitive comment on social media. This was not brought to our attention by the public. This was brought to my attention internally by the office. I immediately met with the command staff. We started looking at the details of what was said and the context of what was said. And we will have media packets for you that will have copies of the current policies that we have. And let me just go ahead and tell you that the policies and the general orders that we give to you are going to have Sheriff Jeffrey Stevens' name on them. The reason they have his name on them still is we're in the process of going through the policy reviews and rewriting policies, and until those are rewritten in the format that I want them rewritten in, they are not going to have my name on them until I've signed off on them. But that will be coming in the near future. But in our personal web page and social media guideline under General Order 170, it clearly states under subsection F, and like I said to you, it will be there. It says no sexual, violent, racial, ethnically derogatory material, comments, pictures, artwork, video, or other reference may be posted along with the Sheriff's Office approved reference. The second part of that is when we looked at our rules of conduct, on our rules of conduct, and you'll be getting copies of all this, and we've highlighted this for you. Ironically, the social media part was already highlighted in red because we take very serious what we're talking about when it comes to our social media. A lot of people think that our own social media, that it gives them a platform to be able to say anything that they want to say. And unfortunately, that is not true. But it does say under 3A that conduct or unbecoming conduct, it says members of the Sheriff's Office shall conduct themselves at times both on and off duty in such a manner as to reflect most favorably on the office. Unbecoming conduct shall include that which brings the office into disrepute or reflects discredits upon the individual as a member of the Sheriff's Office, or that which impairs the operation or efficiency of this office or the individual. I met with every single solitary member of this office after I was sworn in on the 7th of November. I spent anywhere between 30 and 45 minutes with each member of this office, and I explained what my expectations were moving forward. And one of the expectations that I made very clear to them as we move forward is kind of something I've always called throughout this process of my deadly sins. And I've been very clear on this, that I expect officers to make mistakes. Mistakes are going to happen. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to grow from mistakes. We're going to learn from mistakes, and we're going to move on. Many of those mistakes that happen are a greater reflection of us as supervision and how we need to handle things, because we may have failed them in some category, and it tells us of things that we need to correct to ensure that we're moving forward in a way that is most productive for the people of Spartanburg County. Because at the end of the day, collectively our job is to serve the people of this county. But I basically told them there are 4 things that are my biggest deadly sins. Number 1 is never lie to me. If you lie to me, you will be terminated from this agency. Not only will you be terminated, you will lose your certification moving forward. The second part of that is never break the law. If you break the law, we cannot maintain your employment. You are expected to maintain the law because you are the one that is enforcing the law. The third one, and this is where we get into my issue today. Don't do anything that brings any ill repute on the agency. Don't do anything that brings any ill repute on the county of Spartanburg. And don't do anything that brings any ill repute on the state of South Carolina. Because what we do in uniform and the things and the choices that we make in uniform not only reflects on themselves, but it reflects on every man and woman that wears this uniform, not only here at the sheriff's office, but across the entire state in the United States. When things happen, and they see this, it could happen in California and you see it in South Carolina, it gives you that reason to pass judgment of what law enforcement is as a whole, and that is not representative of the men and women. The men and women at this agency do a tremendous job, but sometimes they make really bad decisions. And then the last one is simply this: don't do anything that brings any ill repute, or excuse me, I apologize, don't do anything that affects the people we serve. I made it very, very clear that the difference between a mistake and those four is those four are choices. And when you make those choices, you gave me no choice but to have to deal with that. As a result, we brought the deputy in this morning. We explained to him the seriousness of the violations that have taken place. I explained to him the violations of the current policy and the rules of conduct, and we did terminate employment with that officer this morning. I thought it was important, with my commitment to accountability and my commitment to transparency to the people in Spartanburg County, to be the ones that let you know this and not hear it to the grapevine, and that's why I've called you here today to explain what has taken place. In your packets, I'm not going into detail on what was said. You've got it in your packet, pictures of what was put out there on social media. I'll let you handle that how y'all see fit on y'all's end. I'm not going to repeat what was said, but at this point in time, I will take any questions that you may have for me.